Hello, everybody. How are we all doing? Hi, guys. How are we doing? Good evening and happy new year to each and every one of you. So, guys, if you're here, just let me know the people that are here. Say happy new year to me. Let me see you. Let me see you. I know there are a couple of persons here. Tell me your name and tell me how you spent your holiday. So yes, I'm waiting. Today is going to be a very quick and it's going to be a very quick and brief session. So yes, where are we? Who is live? Who is live? Let me know who is live. Hello. Hi, Teko Tamara. How are you? Good evening. Good to have you here. How are you doing? Yes, so we're waiting for others to join in and then we can kick off. Good to hear, Tamara. So, guys, we're waiting. There is no time. This is the new year. We are waiting and we're kicking off right away. So, yes, who else is here? Can we introduce ourselves? This ought to be a very lively session. Who else is in the room apart from Tamara? Salvation, good evening. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Good to have you here. Happy New Year. Come on, I should see the comment section buzzing with a lot of happy new year and conversations here and there. Mabel, good evening, good evening, good evening. Yes. So like I said, this is the new year. Yes, thank you, Obasugi. Happy New Year to you too. Happy New Year to you too. So just give me okay, this is 18 minutes. So we'll kick off in the next 2 minutes, which is going to be 20 minutes past 7. And then by all means possible, I'm trying to see that this is not a very long conversation, but let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. So, guys, who wants to tell me how did you spend your New Year, your Christmas? Those of you that are Christians, what's the theme for this year? What's the theme for the year from your church? Yes, can you kindly share? Let's see what's the theme for the year. The theme for the year for my church is the year of the sound mind and the spread. Yes. So who else wants to share? See, I can't see you guys. You are behind the screen. So the only way I can be sure that you're with me is when you engage with me in the chat, right? It's when you engage in the chat. And from the way we're going now, I probably would not leave the replay for this session. So maybe just after the session, we may be pulling this down, right? Aha. Maybe you spent it cooking. Were you cooking for the whole world? Were you cooking for the whole world? Okay, guys. Oh, year of great increase, Genesis 17, verse 2. That's good. Thank you, Betty, for sharing. So I'm just going to get right straight into the topic for today and see how we can do this within the next 1 hour. Ah, Obasogi, I want to be like you when I grow up. Oh. Yes, so just eating and sleeping. That's the only part I saw. The working from home. Me, I'm not seeing that. So, guys, we're just going to get into this pretty fast, pretty fast. So, do me a favor of really, really engaging because I'm here with you. I'm actually supposed to be in a graduation ceremony for my set for a program I enrolled for. So you can that graduation ceremony starts by 7 as well. So you can imagine the sacrifice I'm making to be here. So please engage as fast as you can because I want to see how I can finish from here and still go back and join for the graduation ceremony, right? So guys, let's make this really lively and fun-filled as this can be. The topic of what we're looking at is beyond resolution. Beyond resolution, right? And as we already know, it's like a tradition. It comes almost like a tradition that at the beginning of the year we see people do a whole lot of goal setting programs. We see people come up with a whole programs where they're talking about goal setting, uh, uh, um, and then New Year resolutions, right? People are everywhere. It's goal setting. What's your goal for the year? What's your resolution for the year? And a couple of people go around and they just write beautiful things, amazing things that you're like, what, when you see it, your head is getting big. And in the last, I think from 2020, I began to do I organized some programs around growth, goal setting. But when I did not call it goal setting. It was tagged GSM, right? Goal stretching masterclass. So why am I taking my time to do this today? It is because I realized that a lot of people set out goals, they write out beautiful things at the beginning of the year, and by the time the year comes to an end, they look back and they realize that they were not able to achieve any of the goals. Has anybody here been in that shoe? Is anybody here been in that shoe where you write out really amazing goals at the beginning of the year, and then somewhere along the line you just realize that you were not following the goals anymore? Can anybody? Is there anybody? Oh, Mabel says yes. Yes, it's only Mabel that's been in that shoe. Betty says yes. So yes, and that's it. That's why even at the beginning of this year, I've had late last year, I beg your pardon, I put it up on my status some time ago, where some people had reached out to me, some of my trainees, people I've worked with, and say, "Ma, we need you to put up a program on goal setting and all of that." And I'm like, yes, I have my hand full, but I don't really do goal setting per se, as it were, right? Why? It is not because goal settings are not good. It is because a lot of people do not understand the rationale behind goal setting. Now, there is a science to goal setting and there is an art to goal setting. Goal setting goes beyond just putting out fantastic plans, right? At the beginning of the year, what would you like to achieve? Oh, I want to have 100 million in my account at the end of the year. Oh, I want to travel to Dubai. These are very beautiful and exciting plans that anybody could have. But I'm here to let you know that when it comes to goal setting, that goal setting is not something abstract. Goal setting is not something abstract. Goal setting cannot happen outside of you, the individual. Goal setting is not a wish list. When we say write down your goals for the year, it is not a wish list. If it were, beggars would have been riding horses. Truth is, I can't even remember the last time I actually really sat down to say, okay, this is this, that is that. I have plans for the year. Normal. But some of the things I set up achieving, I realized that it just comes. Why does it just come? Don't get me wrong, don't say Mr. So says she does not make plans, all of that. I do make plans. In fact, this morning I had sent some of the plans, some of the things I want to do this year to my mentor to vet and approve and then send back to me. Do you understand? So, what is a goal? Let's even begin from there. What is a goal? When we still want to set goal, what are goals? Now, if you're a football fan, you will realize that the goal is usually not an end in itself, but a means to an end. I'm sure most of you do not realize that. Goal setting, goals are not ends in themselves. They are means to an end. What do I mean? By the time the club or the player, so I'm using soccer now. I'm not a soccer fan. I don't know so much, but I'm just going to use it to just describe certain things so that we get some of the concept I'm trying to sell across to us. Now, by the time the club at the beginning of every club makes up their mind to say, you know what, we want to win the cup, right? What is their long-term goal? To win the cup, isn't it? How will they become winners of the cup? By scoring the most goal. So every team and everybody on the team who is on the field at that time realizes that one thing stands out here. What is that one thing? To go and score a goal. But what is that goal? Is that goal an end in itself? No, that goal is the means to an end. What is the end in itself? To become the winner of the tournament. Is anybody understanding what I'm saying? So when you set goals, goals are just like signs that directs you and puts you on a path. They are milestones, right? That tells you that you're on track. They are your personal milestones that you set, not as something abstract, not as something different from you, but in complete alignment with who you are. Did anybody get that? Did anybody get that? Can you guys hear me? I hope I'm not. Let me know. Are you guys with me? Can you hear me? I need response. I need response. I need response. So guys, please, like I said, let's do this pretty fast. So I could. Did anybody get what I just said? Okay. Okay. So did you get what I just said about goal? So over the years, I've seen a lot of people. I just defined what a goal is to you. I just told you the concept of a goal setting, right? What goal it's all about. And I hope somebody got that, right? Over the years, I've also been able to see, yes, while there are a means to an end, I also did say, just to be sure that you guys can hear me, I said that you do not set goals abstract. Goals are set in alignment with who you are and where you want to be. Hence, the goals are milestone that tells you that you are on track to becoming the person you want to be or arriving at the place you want to arrive at. So, why is it that some people, or why is it that like almost all of you that have said yes, ma, yes, ma, why is it that you're set certain goals and you were not able to achieve it? It is because you were setting goals that were not in alignment with who you are. So when you set goals that is in dissonance, that is not in alliance, that is not in alignment with who you are, you most likely will not be able to achieve that goal. Some of you are wondering, Ma, what are you saying? I told you, I said you're going to hear things that you probably haven't heard before. People do program, goal blueprint. It is not just enough to have goals written. It's beyond that. It is beyond that. It is beyond that. So it's not just about writing beautiful things. We all have beautiful things. For instance, we all have beautiful things. But you see, when your goal is in alignment with who you are, you would naturally find out that you are living every day, naturally working towards the achievement of your goals. This then means that before you can set goals, you need to have clarity of purpose. Who exactly are you? Do you understand? Where do you want to go to? Now, listen to me. You will not be able to set a goal if you do not know where you are at the moment. Or let me put it this way, you will not be able to set goals and achieve them if you do not know yourself, where you are at the moment, and where you want to be. Many of you set goals with the mindset of where you want to be, but you do not know who you are, and you cannot even keep track of where you are at the moment. So the question I want to ask you, the goals that you set, are you a person that can naturally attract those goals to yourself? So if goals were a living thing, if they see you, will they come to you? The goals that you have set, if they were living, if they see you as the person who have set those goals, will they be attracted to you? I need response, yes or no. Will they be attracted to you? Will they be? Okay, it seems like from what I'm noticing, it's like there is a delay. There is a delay, right? I mean, in the feedback and all of that. The truth of the matter is, when you set your goals, the plan is not goals. The original plan ought to be growth. The original plan ought to be a growth plan. It is within the growth plan that your goals can then be achieved. Are we following? So what am I doing now? I've told you what a goal is, and I'm already beginning to tell you why some people set goals and they are not being achieved. The first thing I've said is that people set goals that is not in alignment with who they are. One, people set goals without clarity of purpose. Two. Number three, another reason why in the times I have had to work with people, right? And then try to see where the challenge is. Many people set goals that fight. So, how do I put this? People set goals that are not holistic. And so your goals begin to conflict with themselves. People set goals that are not holistic. Now, you are an entire being. There are different aspects to your life. So when you're setting goals, the goal you are setting in one aspect of your life should not be in dissonance with another aspect of your life. I think it was 2019, the first time I did the GSM class, Go Stretching Masters class. And then the people I worked with, they were shocked. Because for the first time, some of them at the end of the year say, oh, we're able to achieve our goal 70%, 80%. And for me, that was a plus. That was a win. Because they've never been able to do that. Why? Because I had to help them see that when you're setting goals, your goals must be holistic. That's why goals are not wishful thoughts. They are carefully thought out plans. Now, let me give you an example of what I'm saying when I say a holistic goal. If you are a Christian, right? So you have your spiritual life, you have your family life, you have your career life, you have your personal life, right? You have your financial. Like these are the major parts, right, of people, right? Your marital life, and all of those things. And then you want to be, for instance, you decide and say, you know what, I want to pray. So I want to commit to my spiritual life. And then you say, oh, I want to pray 8 hours every day. Now, that is a very beautiful goal. But I hope you also realize that at the end of the day, that goal will be conflicting with another aspect of your life, which is your career life and even your family life. Why? Because the entire day from the time you wake up consists of about 8 hours. You want to be a good mother. You want to be able to spend time with your spouse the more. You want to be able to spend time with your children. You want to be able to spend time with your partner if you're in a relationship. You want to be able to grow in your career, which means that you need to take out time to take out some personal development courses and all of that. And then you set a goal in one aspect that says, I want to pray for 8 hours every day. Is it wrong to pray for 8 hours? Hell no. If you're going to take out a period of time, for instance, oh, for these 3 days, I'm fasting and I'm praying, that's different. But when you now make that a goal for the year, can you see that there is confusion somewhere already? And then you're wondering why. This is because in setting that goal, you did not take into account the other aspects of your life. And so you have set a goal in one aspect that is conflicting with another aspect of your life. That's what I mean when I say your goal must be holistic. It must cut across. Guys, are we still together? Are we still here? That's what I mean when I say your goal must be holistic. That's also another reason why some people are not able to achieve their goal. Another reason is that people set goals that are way higher. Let's say higher. Do I want to say high or way bigger than them? Naturally, don't get me wrong. You say, your goal, my goal ought to be bigger than me. Yes, it is true. But hello, let's go back to the prayer, this thing that I said just now. You have never prayed for 1 hour stretch before in a day. Suddenly, you are setting a goal to pray for 8 hours. Who is frustrating who? Do you guys understand? So your goals must be such that they are broken into actionable daily plans. Right? They do not have to be overwhelming on you. So you have never been there. It is okay. Take your little baby steps. I've never read 10 pages in a day before. I suddenly wake up and say I want to read one book every day. Let me tell you what will happen. What will happen to you is that the excitement of the moment, you may do it day 1. You may do it day 2. Day 3, you then realize that it is beyond motivation to achieve a goal. that it takes discipline and focus and determination to achieve a goal. Hence, your little baby daily steps that are not overwhelming. Are we following? Again, many of us write down our plans and think that that is our goal. No. Some of us write down plans and think that that is gold. I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about when I talk about your plans and then goals. Now, as a lady, let's say one of my goals is to be an amazing wife and a present mother to my kids. That is a goal. What do I need to do to achieve that goal? My plans. Okay, I need to read more books on parenting. I need to take courses on marriage. I need to um, learn to practice with my immediate family, my younger ones. I need to be there for them. I need to intentionally create time for them. These are my actionable steps that will lead me to the overall goal of being a good mother, a present mother, a good spouse to my partner. Are you guys understanding? Are we on track? Are we still together? Are we all still here? Now, when we set goals, when we make goals, we ought, well, I may not be able to go also deep. Are we learning anything? Are we seeing some of the reasons why some of the goals we set we're not able to achieve them? I hope we're learning something. I hope this is not sounding so abstract to us. Guys, are we learning something? So, by the time you now bear that in mind, you now realize or you now see that every goal you are setting has one plan, which is to make you a better person. Which is why I said that the original plan is a growth plan. Oh, I have a plan to buy a car, ma. How is that a growth plan? My dear, you have to grow up to be a kind of person that can make the kind of money that will help you to be able to get the kind of car that you want to get. So every single goal you are setting, every single plan you are setting has its fulfillment, has its achievement in your personal growth and development. That's why I said the original plan is a growth plan, a better person. Because when you commit to growing yourself, you will realize that some of these goals that you are chasing at the moment will naturally just gravitate towards you. While you are living your life daily, intentionally wanting to be a better person, working to become a better person. Are we here? So, having understood these things that I just talked about, some of the reason why we're not able to achieve our goals. Now, let's talk about your personal development, which is the original plan, right? What is personal development? It is a word that we throw about every day, here and there. My personal development, personal. What is personal development? My simple definition of personal development is one that I got from John C. Maxwell, and I so love it. Right? It just simply reads that personal development is the belief in yourself that you are what's being invested in. This is me paraphrasing now. It is a belief in yourself that you are what the value, that you are what investing in. So when you now realize that you are worth investing in, what happens? It changes the way you see yourself, the way you carry yourself. Before I forget, let me just quickly chip this in. One other reason why you set goals and they are not achieved, it is because you do not have a why. You do not have a clarity of purpose. So you do not have your strong why, WHY. You do not have a why for the goal. They just say, may we set goals, so we are setting goals. May not be like say we no get plan. Do we follow? Are we together? Because if you truly commit to setting goals or growth plan, let me tell you some of the things you will notice. When you truly set your goals or growth plan the way it is supposed to be, you will soon notice some areas, you soon notice some gap. You will be able to identify certain gaps that you need to fill for you to be able to become the person that will be able to attract the kind of goals that you want. Some of the gap you identify, you probably will identify a skill gap, a knowledge gap, right? Oh, I want to be able to do my designs myself by next year. What am I going to realize? Okay, I don't even know how to use Canva. What has just happened? A knowledge gap or a skill gap has been identified. So I now begin to set plans to ensure that I bridge that gap. Do you understand? Do we understand? Do we follow? Because at the end of the day, if you do not know who you are, where you are at the moment, and where you are going to, you most likely will not be able to make any how do I put this now? Any considerable progress or any measurable progress, because you won't even be able to measure your progress because you don't even know. So the question to you today, right now, is it growth or is it goals? Which of them are you committed to? Your growth or your goals? Which? Your goals is a subset of your growth. Your goals happens when growth take place. When you focus on growth, you automatically hit your goals and you still continue the journey of growth. That's the beautiful thing. When you focus on growth, in your journey to growing, you will achieve your goals and you will still be on the journey of growth. But if you focus on goals, once you achieve the goal, you will plateau. Because for you, that is the destination. Meanwhile, it ought to be a journey, not a destination. So by the time you finish attending a New Year resolution, I finish making all those things, all those your plenty resolution. This year, I will not smoke. This year, I will not do this. The motivation is high. You're feeling high and fly. Hey, I will not take soda again. Good plan. Hey, I'm not going to eat anything oily once it is past 8 p.m. anymore. Very good. You do it day one. You do it day two. Day three, say, I beg, now late today. Why? Because you are not focused on growth. You're focused on goals. So if you are focused on growth, even when you make a mistake, you will get up and continue the waka. You will get up and continue the move or continue moving. Why? Because you are on a journey of being a better person. Now, why is growth a journey? It is because in this life, you are not in competition with anybody. You are in competition with yourself daily. That means that by tomorrow, I should be a better version of this me today. The reason why we do not ever think that we have gotten to our destination. But when you focus on goals, you're looking for a destination rather than being on a journey. Right? So I'm sure I've said a whole lot today. Even if I choose to end this session here, I'm sure I've said a lot that some of the classes that you pay for I've not taught you, isn't it? Guys, is that not so? Mabel, I did not say that your goal is a substance of growth. No, that's not what I said. I said it is a subset because it is submerged in your it is submerged in your growth. So your goal, what I'm simply saying is that growth is higher than goal, because if you focus on growth, so maybe you want to take that down, or you want to correct that. Goal is a substance of growth. No, I did not say that. That's not what I said. So please, either you get the correct quote, or you delete that if it's possible, right? Do you understand? Because truth is that if you focus on growth, you would always hit your goals and you just keep moving. So I said I was going to talk to you about your personal development. So let's quickly. Yeah, subset of your growth plan. Yeah, so it's a subset, the submerged, right? Now let's quickly talk about your personal development. I've told you what personal development is. I've defined it. That is the belief in yourself that you are worth investing in. It is the belief in yourself that you are worth the value, right? That's what personal development is all about. So in personal development, remember, it is personal. It is almost the same thing as education. In fact, this is real education. It is personal. It is not with any other person. It is just with you. It is you and yourself alone. When it comes to personal development, how can you then achieve some of this growth plan? See, listen to me. Some of you need to have a honest appraiser about yourself. You need to have an honest appraiser about yourself. So, anyways, let me not get into this. This is usually for the people that I take on confidence makeover, how to build and regain your self-confidence. Should I? Right? You need to have an honest appraisal about yourself. Some of the things I would, this is not me telling you what to do, but some of the things I would advise you commit yourself to in 2025 is a growth plan. Get you a growth plan. Get you a growth plan. That's one. Number two, select your diets. And when I say select your diets, in this diet, I'm not talking about food. I'm talking about the information that gets into you. The information by which you are informed. Select who you listen to. Again, I see a lot of young people come to me and say, "Man, I want you to mentor me." And I sometimes, if I'm not sometimes, since last year, last 2 years, I really have not paid attention to anybody when they come and say mentor me. You know why? Because most people don't know what mentorship is about. And I'm going to say to you now, part of your growth plan for 2025, get you a mentor. Get yourself a mentor. Guys, are we together? Hello? Can you still hear me? Did anybody hear what I said? Yes, I said get you a growth plan, and I said get yourself a mentor. You can get several role models, but when it comes to a mentor, you can't have several mentors. Maybe I'll make out time to talk to you guys about mentorship again. You can't have you can't have several mentors. And that's why you must take out your time to select who you're coming under as a mentor. My view about mentorship is not what everybody says, because these days you hear people say, a paid mentorship program. I don't know that one. That's not my view about a mentor, or who a mentor should be to you, right? A coach, yes, you should pay to get you a coach. But you see, for a mentor, they cannot be many. They can't. They cannot. So get you a growth plan, get you a mentor, select your diet. Some of you listen to this person, you because in a bid to to want to be seen as serious, you will listen to A, you will listen to B, you will listen to C. At the end of the day, you have a jam of diets, different people having your ear time. You get so confused that you cannot even find yourself anymore. And it's the first sign of confusion. It just shows that you don't know what to do with your time, because you cannot be everywhere. Select your diet. Listen to me. The person who has your ear time, EARO, the person who has your ear time to a large extent can control the direction of your life. And you must be careful when picking the people you listen to. So my question to you again is, who has your ear time? Not ear. Ear. EARO. Who has your ear time? Because the person who has that, to a large extent, controls the trajectory of your life. Those of you at the back end, can you just stop whatever you're doing at the back end? I'm sure you guys can hear me. It's becoming distracting to me now. some time ago, I think it was in 2018, I taught some people the cross dimension of a relationship. Cross, like the cross, where you CROSS. Yes, salvation. And this is one of the reasons why I find it difficult to mentor people. Because take your mentor like a consultant, a surgeon who wants to carry out an operation on you. And then they have drawn up their plan that this is the way I want to go about it. We will do this before we do this, before we do this, before we do this. And then your consultant or your surgeon already placed you on medications, prepping you for the surgery. Then you now carry yourself and go and meet another surgeon. Of course, they both may not have the same working style. So what your surgeon wants to do last becomes what this surgeon wants to do first. And then you can see that confusion already. That's what happens when some of you hop from, hey, this is the person, to this person, to this person. That's what you do. This is not the same thing as saying don't attend programs. No, because I know that some people hear what they want to hear. It's not the same thing. It is that you must know where your allegiance lies. You must know where your loyalty lies. And it's the same thing we see. Let me not even go into that. It's the same thing we also see with a couple of young men these days who say they are Bible students. They've attended Bible school. They don't have any pastor that they are sitting under. Today they're in this church, tomorrow they're in the other one, next tomorrow it doesn't work that way. You can't grow that way. Why? Because every seed has a soil made for it. Take that seed out of that soil, it will not grow or do well. Let me just quickly touch on the subject of mentorship. Many of you have mentors who cannot rebuke you. They are afraid to rebuke you. You are in trouble. You, the mentee, you are in trouble. You don't know. You have a mentor who every time is always telling you how good you are. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, one of the most difficult relationships you can ever maintain is the relationship between a mentor and a mentee. So when you have a mentor and everything, especially at the beginning phase, they're not, they can't scold you. They're always pampering you. My dear, you are in trouble. You are not growing. You are not ready for growth yet. You want to know why? You want to know why the relationship between a mentor and a mentee is usually a bit frictional, why it is not always so smooth? Should I tell you why? You want to know? If you want to know, let me see it in the comment section. Do you want to know why? Maybe you need this code. The last time I checked, I can't remember being your mentor. Of course, this coding. So if you have a mentor, it depends on how you submit yourself to them. Then they know if they can code you. Now, one reason why the relationship between a mentor and a mentee is usually not a walk in the park is because your mentor does not speak to you from where you are. Your mentor has the picture of where you should be, and then they relate to you from the picture of who you are supposed to be that you have not picked yet. So while your friends are clapping for you, you are doing well. Your mentor is looking at you and saying, what are you doing? You are playing. My friend, you will get up. And then you're wondering, yes, because your mentor is not meant to relate with you from where you are. They are meant to relate with you from where you are supposed to be. What are they doing? They are trying to bring you up to where you are supposed to be. So they will not cut you a slack on any level of misbehavior. Your coach won't do that to you. Your coach will keep, we keep no, all the time. Your mentors don't have that. It's not like they don't have that time, but no, that's not what they want to do with you. So, my dear young people, I've told you about goals. I've told you some of the reasons why you're not able to achieve some of the goals you've set. I've told you some of the things to look out for in 2025, right? And I think that's all I actually set out to want to talk to you guys about today. That's all I set out to want to talk to you guys about today. There's so many other things, but maybe all of those ones will then happen in the paid. So when we now get, for those of you who are able to get into the paid session, we'll get into the paid session, it becomes a lot more practical, hands-holding, and a lot more intense. Not some 3 hours say go. No. You will sit down with yourself. You will define who you are and know why you are setting a particular goal for a particular reason. Why? Are we together? Now, speaking about who has your airtime, I'll just drop this as a nugget. This is just a giveaway, right? For 2025, some of you have to intentionally pick the circle you want to play in. Intentionally. I'm not saying cut away people. That's a different thing. And if this person is not up to you, cut them off. No, I don't preach the sermon of cutting people off. You know why? Because everybody is useful. Even a fool is useful. Guys, are we together? So understanding that the plan is to grow, you then now have to commit to what? Intentional growth. You then now have to commit to what? Intentional growth. And in that journey, my dear people, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Please don't. Don't be afraid to make mistakes on your journey. Let me also quickly tell you something before I leave you. Your growth journey, right? I promise you, it's not going to be easy. That's why not everybody can embark on it. It's not going to be easy. But you have to start, because it is in starting that you gain or gather the momentum that you need to be, right? It is in starting that you're able to gather the momentum that you need to be. And mind you, my dear young people, see the way every time I keep saying my dear young people, I'm wondering, who are you? Are you not a youth to young woman? Right? There is a reason why you are called human being, not human doing. There is a reason why you are called human beings. You need to take time to become. When you become, doing automatically follows. When you become, doing follows automatically. Your plan is to become. Your plan is to be, not always to do. It is good to do, but the original plan, the first intent is to be. You know why? Because once you be, you will do. Nobody tells the dog to bark. The dog, because in its inherent nature, it is meant to bark. It will bark. So when you commit yourself to growth, to your growth plan, right? You will naturally just realize that you become a better person who naturally just, realize or achieve certain goals, right? Are we together? So, ladies and gentlemen, remember what I said to you that in starting up, I've not, mind you, I've not said don't have goals. I haven't said that. I just told you some of the things that you need to know, right? Especially for where you are. Understanding that sometimes is a matter of growth as opposed to a matter of goal. And I also said to some of you, some of the reasons why some of your goals are not being achieved is simply because of these little things that your goals are set scattered. They are not in alignment, right? They are not in alignment with who you are. So there is this confusion. There is this, there is this, there is this there is this conflict, right, of interest. It's just the same way you have conflict of interest when more than one person is gathered. It's the same thing that happens when your goal is conflicting with yourself, with who you are, with your alignment. There is a conflict, right, of interest. So, yes, this is where I will be calling it a wrap on the session of Beyond Resolution, Mastering Personal Growth and Goal Achievement for 2025. See you in the paid session if you want to um, become more intentional and want somebody to hold you and guide you through your goal or growth plan for 2025, right? So, guys, any question? I'm here. I'm here. I'm still going to do about another 7 minutes. I need to open. My graduation has almost ended. It is well. Okay, so guys, question. Let me know what you learned. Questions. Any questions? Any area of confusion that you think you need clarity on? Is there something you need me to touch on even more? Just put it up in the comments and let me see. Okay, I'm saying thank you so much, Ma. Do I take that to mean no questions? Do I take that to mean no questions? Mabel, Abasogi, Max, um, Ologun Bolanle, um, Betty, Emmanuel, Mary. Just trying to call as many names that I can. Tamara was the first to join in the live stream today. Tamara, I'm clapping for you. You were the first to join on the live stream today. I don't know if you're still here, but yes, well done for being Mabel is asking that for the growth plan, should we pen down every aspect of your life? You should know how you have what's it now? You should understand the different aspects of your life, right? And know how you are setting goals. Or in fact, when you really sit down to set your growth plan, one of the things or some of the things you will notice is that you will notice your growth tracks. You will notice some of the things that you need to work on. So, in then now setting goals, your goal should then now be in bridging those gaps that you have noticed while setting your goals. For instance, I'm going to use you, Mabel. You're a business person, right? I want to be able, for instance, you have a goal and say, oh, I want to be able to reach, to get, to retain, or to up my sales by so so and so, right? To up my goals. Sorry, to help to up my sales by so so and so amount. That's a goal, right? Or that's a plan. By the time you look closely into that plan, why have you not been able to achieve that goal? The next thing you're going to soon begin to see is some of the growth traps, some gaps that you have left out before. Maybe you soon realize that, oh, you are not doing enough adverts, you're not audacious enough about your market. These are gaps. What then happens? My growth plan will then be to bridge these gaps that I just noticed as a result of the goal I just set. That's what a goal, whatever, should do for you. Not this one that people set goal and yeah. No. You want to achieve so and so thing. Between where you are now and that thing you want to achieve, there is a distance, there is a gap. Is it a skill gap? Is it a knowledge gap? Identify the gap and bridge it. That's the growth that is taking place. I cannot give you a duration of goal, Emmanuel. You are the one, you know yourself. Nobody's going to do that for you. If you're working with a coach, it's different. A coach can say, you know what, give me this by so and so. A mentor can say, give me this as so and so. If you're working with you yourself and you should know yourself and know your schedule and everything and know what you can do. That's why goal setting is always rooted in clarity of purpose. A person who goes to the office and works and have to leave the house by 7 o'clock every day, and then will close from the office by 6 o'clock. You are in a place like Lagos. Before you get to your house, it's 9 p.m. You cannot think that you're going to have the same what's it called now? Free time to play around with as somebody who perhaps is working in Benin and goes to work. In fact, maybe the person is even the owner of the business. You can go to work by 11 o'clock and leave work by 4 o'clock. And then before 4:30, the person is already in his or her house. You're getting to your house by 9 o'clock. This person is at home by 4:30. There is a 4 hours, 30 minutes that this person has that you don't even have. So when you're setting goals, it is not cast on stone. It's about you. Understand yourself, know your schedule, know what works for you, and set your goals around it. You're not in competition with anybody. Of course, that's not to say to be lazy and not stretch yourself beyond your comfort zone. Remember that growth never happens in a place of comfort. So duration and time setting is entirely up to you. If you know you want somebody to hold you or whatever, then you get yourself a coach. Or pay for programs where you are put in accountability groups, when you have an accountability partner, someone who you know you are definitely going to have to report to. So by the time you think about the fact that, today I tell them say I no do one, tomorrow I tell them say I no do one, by yourself, you will wake up and know that you have to do it. Or you go back to the timeline. I talked about baby steps, where you have to set goals that you can carry out without necessarily breaking yourself. That's not to say don't shift out of your comfort zone, but you are not, the stretch is not such that it's going to affect another aspect of your life. But there also is going to come a time where you know that, okay, this aspect is what I want to face. And then you make up your mind and say, you know what, I'm going all out here and I'm ready for the stretch. This 100% stretch, I'm going all the way. That's also a different conversation entirely. Right? So I said I'm going to be out of this place by 2020. Yes, by 2020, which is like by 20 minutes past 8, which is exactly what it is right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure with this viewpoint of mine, I've been able to help you right? To realize that goal setting is not some writing down of beautiful things. It's not a wish list. It is something that must happen from you, not outside of you. It is not a wish list. It is not some positive affirmation of write it down. Write it down, you see it. Because what a lot of people run with is, oh, um, um, write the vision, make it plain. If you write the vision and make it plain, it's calling you for work. Be ready to put in that work. Be ready to identify that goal. Be ready to ask yourself all the why this, why that. I told you the other time about reflection. A couple of us don't know how to do it. Some of you, they say set goals, you write 12 things. Meanwhile, you can just set two or three goals and then you break them into your actionable daily plan. Before I leave, I know somebody's going to be saying, Ma, you didn't talk about the SMART plan. Some of you set goals that are outside of your control. And then you get frustrated. In fact, let me know who get into that. You set goals that is not within your own control. You set goals, you forget that they are external forces. You are still with your parents. You are setting goal as though you are the authority over yourself, forgetting that they can call you anytime. Right? So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say a very big thank you for joining in today's session. I want to assume, I want to tell myself that you've gotten some level of value for today's session. So, those of you in the community already, what we're going to do is that we're going to engage you a whole lot in the community. Like I said to you guys, that is a growth community. It is there for a reason, right? What we may do, I'm going to talk to the team members, and my sincere apologies. Some of you who had reached out or indicated that you wanted to volunteer with the organization. Yes, it's 2025, so it's a new year, and yes, we are open and taking in volunteers for the organization now. So maybe you can just resend your messages, just re-indicate on the general group that you have said you want to volunteer with the group, with the organization, right? And then we can pick it up from there since we're already in the new year, while we're bringing in new volunteers into the organization. And so it's not just enough, please. It's not just enough to say, oh, I want to volunteer. What's your area of expertise? Right? So this is it. I want to volunteer in the organization as so, so, and so. Are we together? This is why this is the area, this is my area of expertise that I'm bringing. And this is what I intend to learn or take away from the organization and all of that, right? So please just do that in your general group and then we'll pick it up from there. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Do have a beautiful night rest. Enjoy your 2025. Make the best of it. If you forget everything I've said, remember who has your ear time. Who has your ear time? It's very key, it's very important. Maybe if I have the time, maybe next 2 weeks for January, I'm going to talk to you about defending your psychological territory. If I have the time, I'm not promising. Please, people don't put me on the spot because this one that I'm doing now is taking a whole lot from me. Usually, I'm not even done with arranging the direction of how I want to go for the year. I've just done the first part, which is like the spiritual part, my word conference, getting the word for the year. You know, second, third, and fourth is usually our word conference. I get the direction. It is very personal for me because that's where I get the direction and know how to go about the year. I just finished that. I have not come back to the physical part, but I have to quickly do this because I'd given you guys my word that I was going to do this on the dates that you guys pick. So I'm not promising, but one thing I do know is that at least every month I'm going to show up in live session as a continuation of what's happening on the group, where we just train and talk on certain things. If I can, maybe that will just enter into this month. I'm going to talk to you about defending your territory. Defending your territory. Some of you don't know what that means, right? So, all right, guys. All right. Then have a beautiful night rest, and that will be bye for me to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye bye, bye bye, bye bye, bye bye, bye bye, bye, guys.